All right, what's up, guys? So if you guys remember, because I think I did do a video talking about it, but anyways, so there is a streamer that I follow where she plays. I think that's all that she does play on Twitch. Because I'm trying to think, I can't think of a time where I've seen her play anything else, but she's a chess player and she streams on Twitch. A while back, she was at a competition, and I think it was a competition, but anyways, I think they either had banned her from the competition or kicked her out because of the sneakers that she was wearing. If y'all know me and you know how much I love my sneakers, you know something like that. I take offense to that. You're kicking this girl out for something where people ain't even paying attention to it. Because I imagine my thing is this: like if because I have to say I'm not like a like all around like chess is my all time favorite game, but I have been playing it since I was a kid. It's one of those games where it's like I'll find myself playing it every blue moon, right? And so if I go to this competition to see her play and they talking about, oh, she got banned from the competition, I'm over here thinking she cheating or something. I'm like, but wait a minute, how is she cheating if it's an actual like they sitting down and they're like, oh no, it ain't over like no cheating or anything. She got banned for the shoes that she was wearing. It's that type of stuff where I'm like, nah, I guess I'm getting banned too. I would have did a dive bomb maneuver across every chess table, board. I'm like, nah, everybody's game is getting ruined. But yeah, I just thought that was weird. I thought that was just a weird thing to do. So yeah, after that, I was like, nah, I gotta follow her. And I was gonna do like I'm trying to think. I either shouted her out when I talked about it, or I just planned on doing the shout out, but I never did. But yeah, it was I did see that she was posting on YouTube too, so I was like, you know what, nah, let me go ahead, show her channel some love and support. And yeah, just overall, get more into chess. I was gonna play chess a little bit a while ago, but on that there's that website, it's like chess.com. I think that's like the most popular chess website. My username was taken already. I guess somebody created the account back in 2012 and they was like, oh, you have to like become a member to, I guess, like get the name and all that stuff. So I just said forget it. If a popular chess game come out like on Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, I'll probably get a chess game then, play a little bit of it and things. But until then, yeah, I'm just gonna support players and things. So, anyways, guys, if you haven't, make sure you go subscribe to Anna-Maja Kazarian. I think that's how you say her name. It's either Maja or Maha, Anna-Maja Kazarian. Look, bro, I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but make sure y'all go subscribe to Anna. With that being said, let's get to this video.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is round 9 of El Obregat Open Chess Tournament. As you can
Oh,
see,
this is round nine.
different setting. I'm already
I
home,
skipped
the
some
tournament is
rounds.
over, so I know what happened, but this video is going to be about round 9. Always the last couple of rounds, last 2 rounds specifically, are very hectic. It's difficult to find time to record recaps and such, even to like analyze my own game, because after round 9, especially this game was very long. I believe it lasted for 5 hours. So after my game,
Dang.
I was extremely tired and I had to get ready.
Oh, that's how I know I'm not, I'm not cut out for chess. I just remember playing it when I was a kid. We just played it, I guess like if it was raining too much outside, then yeah, we'll just sit inside, have like ourselves like a indoor recess, and yeah, I found myself, playing chess. But dang, sitting there for 5 hours playing the game, I'm like, nah, I couldn't. We did speed runs when we played chess when we were a kid. Now as an adult, I mean, I don't know. Like I'm open to it, but yeah, it's just dang, man, five
For
hours?
my
That's a
next
days
game,
of
which
work.
was the next morning, 10 a.m. So I had to find time to sleep, and I was exhausted. I didn't even check my game properly, and now we're here. So let's talk about round 9. So now round 9, I face Cesar Alcala Gonzalez, and he is rated 2266. So another young player, strong opponent, and he plays move d4, d5, c4, c6. We're back to the Slav defense, knight f3, knight f6, and here my opponent went for g3. So this is sort of Catalan structures which I was not prepared for in this game. I believe this is the first time, or maybe the second time that my opponent plays this. He was almost never playing this, so Yeah, this came as a surprise, but I did slightly expect this, that perhaps my opponent may play this, because earlier this tournament I had a game in this exact opening which went really wrong. But now I remembered that I played d takes c4. That was my preparation for the other game, and I made sure that now I know what I prepared, and I'm playing this move instead. I believe also afterwards my opponent told me that he doesn't really play this, and he has been studying this a lot. So yeah, I guess despite his inexperience in this specific line, I figured that perhaps he knows more, as he has studied a lot more than I have in this opening. But okay, anyway. Bishop g2, b5, knight e5, bishop b7, a4, a6. I was familiar with all of this, but here with b3, I was not familiar with this move. So after b3, I figured I have to take with c takes b3, queen takes b3, and here e6, because f7 was hanging, right? And now short castle. And let me tell you the funniest story ever. So here, I look at this position, and I recall my game where I took on d4 in a very similar position, but it was bad. And I remember when I was preparing for a different game, I believe this was round 7, and I saw that my opponent played this opening, and he was able to play queen takes d4, and I was jealous. I thought my game earlier, I was not able to do that, it was a bad move, but here it is apparently theory. And I thought, that's unfortunate that it didn't work in my game, but it did work in his game, so all right, there has to be something about this, and I guess it makes sense that it works here because of the development that Black has.
It's like, as she's saying all of this, I'm learning it myself, because I'm telling you, it's like when, like I said, like when I played chess, and that's just even how I am today. It's like I speed run it, so I'm not like really, I like pay attention to moves, but yeah, then that, and I feel like if you played in the style that I play, you're gonna find yourself losing a lot. So it's like you have to have a game plan. And yeah, it's just with me. It's like, I don't know, me. I just played it for fun. You know, there would be time. I have to say I've lost more chess games than I've won chess games. I have to say the only time I came close to winning a chess game was actually I was playing on the website chess.com. And it ended as a draw, because it was, I think I had like 2 queens. And I was playing against a bot, by the way. I'm like, nah, I wouldn't say I was good enough to be playing against people, but I was playing against a bot. And yeah, eventually it was like, it was down to like me, I think, even having like either 2 or 3 queens, and then the bot having 1 king. And so I just pretty much cornered them, and then eventually thing popped up saying, oh, the game's in the draw. And I'm like, nah, man, I want to win this. I'm like, so yeah, it's I think that was the closest I came to winning a chess game. But telling you, it's like, for those that don't really know chess, it's a fun game to learn, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's like you have to have a game plan. Like, you can't just go in there and just be thinking, oh, I could just do whatever. Like, nah, you have to have a game plan.
A bit more available than in the game that I had, where my bishop was stuck here, the knight was stuck, and this diagonal was a problem. But yeah, now with the pawn here, and it's much easier to defend here with black. But yeah, then what happened after my round 7 game? So my opponent, we analyzed the game quickly. It was this game where I was completely winning, and I didn't manage to find a win. And then my opponent suddenly was talking about the game that he played the day before, and he showed me this game where he took on d4, where queen takes d4 was played indeed, or well, his opponent did. I don't remember exactly, but anyway. I was remembering this position, and I was looking at the board. He told me this is theory, and I thought, what is this? Turns out that I played exactly the same moves until so bishop b2, queen b4, queen c2, queen c5, queen d3. This was the exact same position as in that game that my previous opponent showed me in his game. I thought this is the craziest coincidence, because I have never played this, my opponent has never played this, and I have never seen this before in my life. And it turns out this is theory. I thought it's completely crazy. But this was basically one of the reasons that I thought this position looks familiar, but I couldn't quite figure out if it really was the same position that my previous opponent showed me or not. So this was the craziest coincidence that I found out, of course, after my game. So yeah, that was really, really funny to find out in the same tournament. So yeah, what are the odds? And this is like move 13, right? We're not on like move 4 or 5. So this is crazy. Anyway, I continue with bishop e7 because I thought that I need to develop as soon as possible and I need to put my king into safety. And yeah, development is important. I'm up 2 pawns, but apparently white is completely fine, which is crazy. And I believe my opponent told me that bishop e7 he did not like recognize or something from when he was studying this opening. But yeah, I thought it was completely crazy that my opponent recognized this position too, and I didn't really, because I figured that, okay, I'm up 2 pawns. Objectively speaking, I'm playing queen b6, not here, and I'm playing c5, and should be fine. It sounds good, looks good, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, this is not what happened.
And that's one thing that I am paying attention to. It's like you have to be good to get to these ranks, because I don't even know what rank I'm in. I don't even know if I'm even ranked in the first place. But yeah, it's like I noticed that. I was like, dang, they up there when it comes to the ranks and things. But yeah, it's like I think this is on that website chess.com, and they do have like a rankings leader, or like a leader board. And yeah, it's like it's just one of those things. It's one of those things where it's like you gotta be really good. I think that's something that they should do, because I just remember outside of chess, but I was like, that's something that they should add in the video game too. But they should do like not AI, but like ghost plays. And they might have it, I don't know, I just gotta go into the website more, but they should have it where it's like you can, like, there's like a system within the game where it captures how the like somebody on the top, like so let's say there's that person number 1 on the leaderboard, and yeah, they have like a unique way of playing, so the bot captures that, and then you can play against that bot, I guess, to get some practice, where it's like, you know, if you want to just like kind of, I guess, like learn a little bit about the game. But yeah, they should have some stuff like that. I think that would be you know, a good way of building up your skill, you know. I mean, yeah, you could just play up against like a normal bot too, but it's like I think that would be kind of crazy where it's like, oh, I beat the bot version of the number 1 player on chess.com.
I played bishop e7, knight d2 is played, and now queen to b6. So I'm putting my queen into a safe square. I don't want to face any rook c1 or bishop a3, and perhaps I get to play c5 at some point. That will be really nice. 8 takes b5, 8 takes b5, and I didn't quite expect my opponent to go for this idea with rook takes a8 in the air. First, he plays bishop to d4. So now the question is, what do I do with my queen? Apparently playing c5 was the right choice here, because I thought during the game that it looks quite awkward, and for some reason, yeah, I didn't believe in it. So bishop takes, I thought, queen takes, rook takes, queen takes, and then queen takes b5 check, and I really didn't like this position. I thought, okay, I'm losing both pawns, and my king will be very awkward. Maybe I have some knight d7, but something doesn't feel right here. I feel like I'm way too passive, and yeah, this doesn't feel right. But what is the alternative? Well, the alternative is moving my queen, because the problem is after bishop c5, that looks really awkward, but yeah, simply knight c4. The move is crazy, but I thought after b takes c4, knight takes c4, my queen has to move. Let's say queen here. And you always have bishop takes c5, knight d6 ideas, which is actually already winning the piece back on b7, and my king is awkward, and yeah, this is not a line that you want to get into. So then the alternative is queen c7, to just retreat. But then the problem is, what happened also in the game is that rook takes a8, bishop takes rook a1 with tempo. I have to move bishop b7, because if queen b7 to defend that bishop, then rook a7 and goodbye bishop on a8. It's a really sad bishop. So bishop b7, but now rook a7. The rook is infiltrated on the 7th rank, and if it wasn't already difficult before to develop and try to stabilize the position, it is now nearly impossible to develop my queenside here. And it's really difficult to bring the pieces together in harmony. So I play short castle to try to avoid difficult situations towards my king, knight b3, and my opponent is simply heading to a5 with the knight, or playing bishop c5, so the knight goes to c5 instead. I play knight d5, trying to shut down the diagonal towards my bishop and this pawn on c6 because so many weaknesses in the position. My opponent took on d5, e takes d5, queen e3. And yeah, it turns out that my opponent had a big missed opportunity here, as queen e3 is a little bit too slow, but it felt super restricting during the game. I figured that, yeah, my opponent is just controlling the c5 square, and my pawns are so weak, and the dark squares are very weak in my position too. So I thought it was a really annoying move, but he did let me get off the hook here. And I guess the simple move, yeah, I guess knight c5, bishop takes c5 doesn't really, I guess it helps quite a bit because the knight is not really hanging because the bishop is hanging too, and bishop is attacking the rook here. Perhaps bishop c5, but then the knight is actually up for grabs, so yeah, maybe knight a5 immediately here. But yeah, I was thinking maybe I get to play some c5 and get counterplay. And I think my opponent is also afraid of that I would push the c-pawn and try to create counterplay. But anyway, I thought that queen e3 was also a really annoying move. So I have to play c5, I thought. I have to move my pawns forward and try to open some files, some diagonals, because my bishop here is really sad. So bishop takes c5, d4. And as far as I know, the only move here to not lose is bishop takes d4, because obviously knight takes d4, the bishop is hanging on c5, and I thought if queen takes d4, then there is rook d1, and suddenly there's back rank checkmate. So you have to be careful here with white. You know, obviously my opponent saw this, played bishop takes d4, but now I got to play knight to c6, and I'm slowly coming back. So yeah, I did not expect rook takes b7 to be played. I figured knight takes c6, queen takes c6, and I'm threatening checkmate here, so my bishop on e7 is fine. But my opponent played rook takes b7, and I was really surprised by this. I thought, what? Queen takes b7, knight takes c6, queen takes e7, and suddenly it's two pieces versus a rook, two minor pieces. And I thought, oh no, this is not good. But then I thought, okay, rook e8, queen g5, f6, because g7 was a checkmate, queen h5, g6, to attack the queen and ask the queen, where do you go? My opponent went queen f3 to trade queens. I think it made very much sense to trade queens here, because if not, this.
What is going on? Hold on for 1 second, because I was lurking in the stream. There's at times when I forget to do that, where I'm streaming, or not streaming, but I'm on Twitch and I'm lurking in somebody's stream, and then it's like if I go just to keep my computer from like going off or going into sleep mode, then I'll have like somebody's stream open. That stream, whoever, like, yeah, I'm like, I forgot to mute the stream, and it's like, dang, bruh. Yeah, I gotta make sure that I'm on top of that, because I can't remember what I did, but I walked away from my computer for a second, and it's like, dang, bruh, it's like, yeah, that's my fault, because that confused me, because I'm like, wait a minute, is she talking to somebody? I'm like, or somebody in the background? So I like, but yeah, I was like, my apologies to anybody, throwing you off, because it threw me off. I was all like, why is somebody in the background saying hello? I'm like, what is going on? I realized she ain't even acknowledging the person. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's me. I'm like, dang, bro, okay, so no more. I muted the stream. We back locked into this game. All right, anyways, continuing.
This rook can get really scary, and the knight and bishop are quite vulnerable over here, but that's at least what I was thinking during the game, so I thought queen f3 was a logical decision. Queen takes f3, pawn takes, rook e1 check, because I don't want the king to go to the queen side that easily. King g2, rook b1. In hindsight, rook b1 is quite unnecessary, because I didn't expect that my opponent can easily consolidate with bishop c3, and now the b4 square is covered, and I don't really have easy access to the b file anymore. So in hindsight, maybe I should have just started moving the king forward, but I think all in all, it doesn't matter so much, because my winning chances are super tiny, And as long as I keep the pawn on b5 on the board, I'm fine. So yeah, rook b1, I'm going to try my best to not lose it, of course. Rook d1, bishop c3, king f7. I just move my king forward. I'm attacking the bishop. I'm just going through the moves quickly because it's basically moving back and forth and trying to improve the position at the same time. Rook c3, trying to cut off the king. Knight b1. It's such an awkward move, but, well, I have to move my rook. Rook c8, king d2, king c4. I thought, let's go for activity. King b5, check, f5. I thought knight e4 is maybe a bit of an annoying move. It's restricting. It feels restrictive. Well, at least I want to try to restrict my opponent here. And yeah, it limits my options, right? Because I have to go back to c6. So I thought, let's just get that out of the way. Knight f3. But now my opponent has e5 also available to put the knight on there. And I did create some sort of weaknesses this way because now my opponent can push the h-pawn and create some weakness there. So yeah, my opponent has some play, but I thought, okay, I have a pass pawn here. If my opponent goes astray, then I can maybe even win this. Rook d3, h4, h5. Well, I obviously don't want to allow h5 that easily. King c2, rook a3, king b1, b3. This looks so scary because my rook is basically trapped and I only have rook a2, fortunately, and bishop b2. And look how weird this position is. If I move my king, well, okay, I move to b4, of course, but here I lose the pawn on b3 and then I lose the rook.
Dang.
So obviously king b4, knight c6 check, king c5, knight e5, rook a6, because I thought, well, might as well protect that pawn. Bishop c3, I went back. Bishop b2, I went back, and my opponent does not want to repeat moves, so plays bishop c1. I thought, okay, I have to go back to a2 because the whole idea here is that I get my rook on e2, get my king closer, let's say to c3, and then I get to play b2. That is completely winning. So my opponent took on g6, rook e2, knight e5, but that knight was just in time to come back because knight e3 check, king c3, knight b2. So the b2 square is covered. Rook e1, pinning the bishop, knight a4 check, king b4, knight b6. I thought maybe I have a chance here, not just because the knight is astray here, and yeah, if my opponent really goes insane and tries to capture the pawn f5 this way, then I might even win because I have the time to play king c3 and b2. But obviously my opponent understands that that is the threat, and my opponent cannot just do that easily. So yeah, my opponent was defending really well, but also what I wanted to say is that I knew that my opponent was not super strong in endgames. He did have some endgames that he lost in an unfortunate way, or he was not supposed to lose, or something like this. I noticed that endgames where if there were any weaknesses, it was endgames. So I thought maybe I have a chance to try to take him down here, even though it's completely drawn. But my opponent played very well with knight e5 check, king c4, and the knight is just dancing around in the same pattern. And then eventually, I didn't really feel like offering a draw, you know. I thought, you know, I'm just moving my king back.
Yeah, it's like that's the thing where it's like, you know, you want to play until somebody wins. That's also like I said, I was playing that chess game. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm like, hey, look, I'm like, you know, the thing is this, might end in the draw, but I'm gonna take that W because, no, it's like, I don't think you name any sport out there, nobody likes a draw. I'm like, so yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, nah, you could just, you know what's funny? Is that so, like, as you guys can see by my hoodie, for those that know, I'm a wrestling fan. And so there's been times like, and so the thing is this, a lot of the times, if not all the times, wrestling matches are scripted. So they will script it in there where if a match ends in a draw, where it's like both the wrestlers are like laid out in the ring or something, or not laid out in the ring, outside of the ring. But the funny thing is, it's like, okay, we know that this match is scripted. We know like they're both not knocked out right now. So, but the funny thing is, it's like, so the referee counts to 10. And then, then the match, there's all like, oh, this match has ended in a draw. The crowd goes wild with boos. It's a scripted match. I'm telling you, nobody likes draws. Not one single person. I guess if both parties is not trying to take home an L, then yeah, you know, I guess like for them. But I say for I guess everybody else, they're like, nah, man, play until somebody loses.
And forth, and if my opponent really wants to play on, I'm down, let's do it. But at the end, my opponent offered a draw, and I thought, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So
Dang.
we agreed to a draw in the end after a long fight. I guess my opponent also didn't really want to draw because he knows he was in a better position. He was in a winning position even in the middle game after the opening. So yeah, I got away with a draw. So I was really happy about that. But yeah, it was a really interesting fight, and yeah, a really good game overall. My opponent played really well. I feel like I tried my best, but yeah, the opening is definitely something I should look into because the fact that there's so much theory out there in this opening and a lot of these players know everything about it is crazy to me. And it also doesn't really feel that fun to play, as in it seems nice because you're up 2 pawns and you have this like complex position that can go anywhere, but the play that I have is I feel very limited in my play there, so I will need to look into that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. Thanks for watching. This was another fun, crazy game, and we have one more game to go because this tournament was 10 rounds. So the next video will be about round 10 of El Obregat Open. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Yeah, I'm like, chess. Chess is just one of those games where it's like, you really, and I mean really have to be focused on it, because, yeah, it's like, all that stuff that she talked about, I paid attention to it. Don't get me wrong, I was paying attention to it, but me trying to, I feel like, okay, so I feel like this is what would happen. I would try to, like, I'll go back, watch this video, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna try to, do, but the thing is this, like, you gotta remember, your opponent, they got a brain, they got knowledge about chess, they're gonna have their game plan too. So they gonna see that I'm trying to do something, they're like, oh no, I'm gonna hit them with like a, I don't even know what to call it and stuff, but I'm just saying, like, they gonna hit me with a trick play where it's like, yeah, it's like they, they were like, oh, I see what they trying to do, and then next thing you know, I end up losing. So that's what I'm saying. It's like with me, it's one of those games where it's like, you have to have the patience for it. You have to be focused. Can't get distracted. Yeah. And it's and then yeah, wear some casual shoes too. But anyways, but nah, man, chess. It's like it's one of those games where it's like, I might not play it on a regular, but anytime, like, when I'm just, like, like, I guess, like, interested or wanting to get back into, like, playing it or just, like, looking at content about it and stuff, yeah, it's like, I'll find myself, lurking in, Anna's streams. I'll find myself just watching or just randomly downloading games, watching other people play and stuff. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Even no, because I'm trying to think. I remember there's this area that I will walk by in Seattle where it has like this. It's like this mega like chessboard. And I don't know if it's still there, but anyways, they had like this like mega chessboard on this side, or like on this like street and things. We're not in the middle of the street, but like on the sidewalk. But there's like this like whole like playground like area and stuff. Because they had not hacky sack, but where's that one game where you gotta throw like them like hacky sack things like in a hole, but it's like two people standing on the opposite side. I think they had something like that. Yeah, it's just like along this like across the street from this like strip of just all these different stores and stuff. And yeah, it's like at times I see myself like just kind of like standing there for a few minutes watching people play and stuff. And yeah, it's like these like mega like chess pieces and things. It's like probably like maybe comes up to like a person's like thigh or something. And then yeah, they just playing chess like that. So yeah, I find myself watching that. Yeah, chess for those that don't really play, it's a very interesting game. I definitely recommend watching a game or two. But anyways, make sure you guys have it. Go subscribe to I'm gonna say Anna, because I'm like Anna Kazarian, because I'm like, I don't know if it's Maja or Maha, but anyways, make sure y'all go subscribe to Anna. Follow her on Twitch. Subscribe to her on here. Does she have any other socials, I wonder? Yeah, so she has okay, so yeah, she has a Twitter, TikTok, couple of Instagram accounts, and yeah, I think because I just followed, she has a secondary Instagram account where it's like just focused on Twitch, and then she has like her own personal account and stuff. So yeah, make sure y'all go show her some love and support. It'd be greatly appreciated. Like, subscribe to me too. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.